Dc64 The Planet of the Wow. Soul-touching and life-enhancing stories. The Planet of the Wow. On the planet of the Wow, everybody exhaled with the sound of wow. And for that reason, the inhabitants were called the Wow. The planet of the Wow was one of the highest rated vacation and retreat destination in the universe, and an incredible life-enhancing experience. Looking back in the history of the planet, it had not always been this way, for it had had a dark past. The inhabitants had lived in wealth and with all the luxury you can imagine, but had lost any appreciation and had to face their own destruction and downfall. The planet, however, was saved by a miracle connected to Tamara. It was Tamara who saw the beauty and miracle of life in everything and everybody, and always exhaled with a wow. She was born with a smile on her face, and from a young age she was a shining example of appreciation to everybody around her. From the moment she woke up, the wow was there with everything she experienced, saw, tasted, touched, heard, and smelled. And the wow was there with the things when smooth, but also when she got confronted with difficult situations, pain, and even sickness. She was in her mid-20s when the inhabitants of the planet had to face a complete financial collapse. Most inhabitants had lost their health and vitality, and they were confronted with endless diseases and challenged with natural disasters. At that time, Tamara had opened a school which was called the Wow Miracles, and her students and visitors were first exposed to the little miracles of life and had to plant seeds and to see them growing day by day. Everybody had to wear a special pair of glasses that functioned as a microscope, and individuals were just taken by what they could see around them. They had also to do research on observing a drop of their own blood and had to watch videos about the process of two cells becoming a newborn. They went on field trips into the forest and realized the harmony in nature, and they experienced how it was to live with the rhythms of nature. Many hours were spent in taking care of their food, health, cleaning, and the making of things by hand. They were exposed to the different colors and scents and smells, and were invited to chant and experience the different sounds in the body and where they came from. They were the sounds that brought someone that grounding feeling and the natural inclination to rest, rejuvenate and rest. There were sounds that brought one in the mood to dance with the hips and to experience vitality. And then there were also the sounds expressing irritation, frustration and anger. The sound of the wow was the lightest and easiest of all sounds to remember, because when one sees something beautiful automatically, the wow follows. It is the sound coming from love traveling through the physical heart, and a sound everyone can make all the time. Tamara in her classes shared with everyone that this love and beauty is the miracle, not from certain things, but a wow for everything and everybody. It is the beauty and miracle of a seed that becomes a vegetable, plant or tree. Beauty is the miracle of two cells that make a new being, and this can be any creature in creation. Beauty is the miracle of cells that make up an organ or system and operating in a special world which we call the human body. Beauty is the miracle of all the molecules that are the makeup of everything in our environment, nature, and the entire creation. Beauty is the miracle of each new day and each moment, each thought, word, and every action. Beauty is the miracle of tasting, seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, understanding, and even sensing. Beauty is as well the miracle of all the messages we receive through conflict, struggle, and even devastation, giving us the awareness to do things differently. Beauty is the miracle of changing things either practically or the miracle of looking at things differently. Beauty is the miracle that life and creation is a perfect book in an imperfect world. Beauty is the miracle of the power to claim, accept, and adapt each moment in each situation. Beauty is the miracle of the life force which had been given so many names and which is the essence of everything, for without it, nothing could exist. That life is the eternal beauty and miracle called unconditional love, and that love is the Creator's ocean of love, and we as souls are drops of that ocean. She further explained that life is not just okay or alright or not too bad or whatever, and definitely not about complaining, but an ongoing miracle of wow. Tamara's pupils were the first who paused and stood still for a split second when everything they saw, tasted, heard, smelled, or encountered and exhaled with a wow. They rediscovered the appreciating of things, of everything, to accept everything and everybody, and to adapt to every situation. And that was an amazing and astonishing adventure, and that everything was actually a wow. With a wow that came from the chest region, one could keep the heart healthy, the blood circulating, breathing properly, and experiencing endurance to face any challenge. It was an expression that was positive and healthy for everything and everyone. Tomorrow's students went into the world and spread the message of the wow, and even shared the wow mantra and prayer, which was the wow that sounded like a melody that could be repeated to one's liking. It changed the course of the planet, because individuals changed and learned to appreciate life again, and it was not surprising that the planet received the name the Planet of the Wow, and became one of the highest rated vacation and retreat destinations in the universe. It was an incredible life-enhancing experience following classes, seminars and workshops, or being at the Wow retreat, but even more to live amongst individuals that looked and experienced everything with a wow. What the story could bring us. We come to life at birth with an exhale, and after the last exhale we leave this mortal world again. In general, during our life, we tend to inhale more than we exhale. We inhale and hold our breath with everything that is a challenge and confrontation, related to frustration, pain, sickness, and fear. We tend to run out of breath by overworking, overdoing it in sports and fitness, and many other things we have a hard time to stop. And on top, many people smoke. In addition to this, we forget that we came without anything and will depart without anything, and that everything we experience is a gift or present. We take almost everything for granted, from the water we drink, the air we breathe, the sun, nature, but actually every moment of our life, which is a gift by itself, and all the endless gifts within. Sometimes we get a reminder of this when a disease or a disaster comes around. We can be more grateful, show our gratitude and appreciation from the energy of our heart and higher consciousness, and can express this with a wow. Try it out especially in sport and fitness activities, where we tend to come from a forceful and destructive energy located in the belly area. Exhale and let it all flow with a wow.